Oh, hello, this is Miss Shelly with the National Public Library, Bordeaux branch, and I'm back again with Miss Shelly's Hoopla pick, Fandom Edition. All right, so I've been able to take a look here at Hoopla because Hoopla has so much to offer. It's one of the services you get with your library card. We're super duper hyped for it, but they have some cool things on there. Like one of the coolest things they have on there are comics that you can actually access through your phone or through your computer, and it's great. Check out a previous video where I showed you how to read comics on Hoopla. But I'll tell you this, I'm still in like reeling in Black History Month because honestly, yeah, it's 365. So I just want to let you know, I want to highlight some comics that are by or about African Americans or people of color, because they got some Puerto Ricans in there as well. These comics range from superheroes to historic figures to wizards. Trust me, there are wizards there. All right. Now, one of the cool things about Hoopla, what I did was just do a quick search and just did Black History Month, and I just checked out the comics portion of it. And so there's a lot of things there. I mean, you got Cyborg here, you got Backwing Volume 2, you got your political or historical figures like Barack Obama, President Barack Obama, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. You also have one about Billie Holiday, right? But one of the coolest ones I'm going to highlight that I really like is the March books, which were by the late great Congressman John Lewis. And those books were actually part of the Nashville Reads a few years ago. And it actually highlights his life from his childhood to his adulthood, where he hits into the Congress. And books 1 and 2, I'm really want to focus on because I want to just let you know really about it. It shows his time in Nashville, and Nashville's special in our hearts because guess what? We're here in Nashville now, and we love Nashville, and Nashville's awesome. Nashville rocks. And so just check out books 1 and 2 of the March series, just so you can see how awesome Nashville is. Because Nashville rocks, right? But you also have some comic books about Michael Jordan, Muhammad Ali. You have a lot of things, and then you have some great historical adaptations, especially like of the Kindred series. Not the Kindred series, it's not a series, but it's a book by Octavia Butler. Great sci-fi novel if you love that. They also have a graphic novel adaptation of it. I say check that one out. I love the book itself. But I said, ooh, they got it on Hoopla. I can also reread it. They also have a hip hop one. It's called the Hip Hop Family Tree. And I've seen these comics on the shelf here at the library, and they have it on Hoopla. So and this is like a big book. You don't even have to do that. You can just check it out there on Hoopla. It's easy. Everything's in your pocket or in your computer. It's great. Honestly, check it out. All right, so Miss Shelly just encourages you to check out some of these great comics about Black history, the Black experience on Hoopla, because celebrate Black History 365. All right, so this has been Miss Shelly with the National Public Library, just letting you know that we miss you guys. We can't wait to see you guys sometime in the future, whatever that may be. But until then, we're going to keep wearing our masks, washing our hands, using our hand sanitizer, and staying 6 to 12 feet apart. All right, so I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Peace out.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Comic Creations. Today, we will be learning how to make a mini comic. First, we are going to fold a piece of paper into our book. Fold it into 8ths. Then open it back up, fold it hamburger style, and we're going to cut on the folded side, just that little half. Then we're going to close it so it has that little diamond, and then we have our book. Next, it's time to outline the ideas that you want to put into your mini comic. This format is easy because it separates the story into a beginning, middle, and end. Once you've got that all outlined, it's time to make your comic, which you do by drawing in the book you made. Now you can make copies. All you have to do is unfold the book, place it in the copier, retrieve your copy, and fold it just like you did the piece of paper at the beginning. Congratulations, you are a comic artist.
Hello out there, lovely people. It is your girl, Nina, coming to you on your screen, hoping that this video finds you well. And if you're watching this, that means that it's March. And you want to know what March is? Fandom Fest, one of Teen Service's favorite system-wide events that unfortunately we won't be able to have in person, but you better believe we are coming to you virtually. So get excited. And this is my very first Fangirl Crafts program. So get excited. Thank you for joining me. Today, I'm going to be celebrating one of my favorite fandoms. If you've ever had the opportunity to visit the downtown library at any point in time in the past, you come in, you know that I can talk about this show until I am blue in the face. It's also a book series, but the craft that I am showing you guys how to do today was inspired by this show. So, do you wonder what it is? Let me play it for you. Theme song. Do you know what that is? Can you hear it? None other than good old GOT, Game of Thrones. Get excited. That is the fandom that I am celebrating today. And on top of that, this is like an iconic, part of the show are Daenerys's dragon eggs, right? That's how the whole story really gets popping. That's what makes one of these characters who she is. So, today I'm going to be showing you how to make your very own dragon egg using a styrofoam egg, craft egg that you can find at any craft store, and some push tags. So here is, you're going to go in a circular motion around. You got to be very meticulous, but let me show you what I mean. So first, we're going to add our first thumbtack right in the center. See that there? And then you just subtly overlap . You overlap your thumbtacks so that they give the illusion of scales. So, see how that's looking there? But yes, let me turn the music back up there. One of my favorite shows, definitely. And who doesn't love a dragon egg, right? So, see how we're doing that? Just overlapping. Not too close where it's like right on top, but just enough so that you see how they overlap there. And we see it's overlapping. And we're going to go around the other side. And I like to go in a circle so that it gives me a little bit of order here. The thing is, you kind of want to get it right the first time, because the more that you go in with this styrofoam, depending on the quality of styrofoam that you have, it the pins don't stick as well if you have to like pull them out and put them back in. So try to be a little bit careful, but it's okay if not. You know, it's okay. It's no bad thing. It's no bad thing. It'll be a perfectly imperfect, right? Okay. So you see how it started there? You just wait. This is 5 minutes in. I'll show you and I'll just keep on. And you see how it's starting to look like scales? They overlap. It looks so cool. Oh my goodness. But it's really super simple. And it's going to look amazing when it's done. And then, hey, you'll have your very own GOT. Daenerys's dragon egg. So, yeah. Alright. See how that looks? They kind of lay on top of one another. And the thing is, you want it to look like it's interesting. I'll show you. But see how it is? We're getting on around there. Getting on around there. Like I told you, it doesn't take very long at all. Oh, well. Come on. There we go. There we go. It's really coming along well. I'm excited. And the main thing with this is like not to overthink it, even though that's easier said than done, especially if you're a perfectionist like me. But I promise you it'll come out good. The key is like, I don't know if you can see that, but you see like the spacing there? That's kind of where you want to hit it at. So that it's ever so slightly like lifted, but not too much, but it lays just right. So it look like a scale. Just how Danny's dragon eggs looked. So get excited. Yeah, let's put you there. And even if there are little bitty holes, like it's okay. It's not a big deal, okay? Anybody is looking that hard and is being that meticulous, well, you know what? It's okay. But don't you rain on my parade, right? But yes, Fangirl crafts.
You're here. You're here because you seek relief from your pain. How do I know? Why else would you be here? Who am I? That is a question. I was once called Lady Jessica of the House Atreides. I have also been called the Reverend Mother of the Fremen. But what does the past or the future mean when you have the moment right now? But you fear. Lean into your fear. It is a part of you. It's like a robe that you put on. Don't let the fear wear you Let it only be a part of you, not your whole self. You're still afraid. I could have you put your hand in this box to know your fear. You would know more fear and pain than you have in your entire life. But I don't think that's absolutely necessary. You will face your fear in your own way. But let me tell you a thing that might help. What I told Paul when he was learning about fear and pain. I must not fear. Fear is the mind killer. Fear is the little death that brings total obliteration. I will face my fear. I will permit it to pass over me and through me. And when it has gone past, I will turn the inner eye to see its path. Where the fear has gone, there will be nothing. Only I will remain. It's the litany of fear, because to face your fear means to name it and to take away its power. Perhaps another way will help. Let me bring a little rain to this desert planet we call Dune. Rain. The R is for recognize. Recognize when things don't feel right, when they're off. Acknowledge that it might be your fear, it might be your anger, it might be another feeling, but recognize it and name it. Rain. A is for allowing. When you allow yourself to feel those feelings, there's a time and place for it. And you have these feelings, they will come upon you and you will know them because you can't help it. Allow yourself, lean into it and know it for at least a moment. Rain. Investigate. Investigate, why do you feel this way? What is the heart of it? What is the root? What might have triggered this feeling? Name it. Rain. Nurture. Give yourself what you need to be allowed to feel these things and then move on. Your feelings are a part of you. They are not your whole being. Sit with them and then let them go. And after they are gone, you will remain.
Hey everyone! Last time we shortened the bangs of our wig and did some basic wig setup and preparation. Today we're going to work on creating some natural looking waves using our steamer. Also, I'm going to show you the basics of thinning out your wig for a more natural look. Alright guys, so I'm going to demonstrate how I'm doing this with the steamer. Again, if you have a heat-proof wig, you could actually curl it with a curling iron. You have to read what temperature the wig can handle. So I have a heat-proof glove from my kitchen, because the steam will burn the snot out of you, so you gotta be careful. So I'm gonna wrap with this hand, and then I'm gonna use the curling iron in this hand. And it's a little tricky because it's hard to grip the hair with the glove. We're just gonna wrap it around just like as if I was doing my own hair. When I get toward the end, I'm gonna very carefully kind of grip it with one of my fingers. And we're gonna grab the steamer in the other hand. And I did test this ahead of time. The glove actually doesn't bother. It's not. The heat is not getting to me. So you see, I'm just gently going around and letting the steam get all over this. I'm gonna let it sit here for a little bit, and then I'm gonna gently slide it off the curling iron. So I'm gonna coil it up, and I'm gonna gently take this out of here like this. I'm gonna grab me an alligator clip, and I actually do this with my real curls. I get the coil and I clip it to my head like this. It's me trying to get the wig. Okay, so there you go. Now we're gonna let it dry, and I'm gonna try to do this to the whole wig and kind of see if I get more of the look I'm going for, and I'll show you the end. Right, so this took me about 15-20 minutes to do. You can see we're done curling, and then we're gonna let this dry. I would let it fully dry and then take your curls out. You do get better at making these little curlettes as you go along. So don't feel bad at the beginning, just, you keep practicing and you'll get better at making these little curls. And that's it. We're gonna see what it looks like. And now we're gonna do the big reveal, which I'm really scared of. We're gonna see if this turned out the way I want. And we'll go from there. Alright, gang. Well, here we go. My biggest fear is that Joyce is going to look too good with her new waves. So, I'm going to take my wide tooth comb, and I'm going to, well, you know what? Let's use my fingers first. This is what I do again with my own hair. Go from underneath, start pulling the curls out. Now that I've gone through with my fingers, I'm going to very gently go through with my big comb. Alright, we are at our final phase in transforming our Joyce wig. So right now I've prepped the wig for thinning the wig out. So I have a couple tools just prepped and ready. We have thinning shears. If you don't have these, I'm going to show you how to do something else, a different technique. We got our regular little cutting scissors. I got a fine tooth comb and a wide tooth comb. And then we have our lovely alligator clips. And so I have prepped the wig for the thinning. So when you're thinning a wig, you don't want to do it on the top layer of the wig so that you're not seeing your cuts and things like that. You really want to do it on the bottom layers. So we're going to start with the bangs. And what I've done is just clipped up just like before. I clipped up, used our wefts to find a nice line and pin this up so I'm ready to go. I've clipped the big hair back so I don't accidentally cut the big hair. And then we're gonna do a different technique with the scissors on the longer layers back here. I'm gonna show you that. So I've clipped up a little section so we could try that as well. So we're gonna start with the bangs. We're gonna do these with the thinning shears. You have to get the scissors parallel with these wefts as much as possible, and you want to get as close to the base of the wig as possible so you don't have little hairs popped up. I have a little bit sticking down there. That's why you're doing this underneath the main layer. So if you got any problems, you're hiding those problems. So what I'm going to do, I did like a cut on this side. I'm going to kind of grab myself. You want to work in thin layers because this actually takes quite a bit of hair, and a lot goes a long way when you're doing this. And you know, if I grab a little bit of underneath, it's okay. Takes a little time getting used to grabbing wig hair and holding on to it. It's a little awkward at first. So I have the hair in my left hand because I cut with my right. So with these thinning shears, you're going to have the solid piece of metal on top of the hair you're about to cut. And again, you're going to kind of layer it as close to that base as you can. Try to make sure I get in here. And so then you lay the hair back on the bar and you make your cut. You hear that? Now, if you feel it's kind of stuck, you can't pull the scissors out, just kind of release it gently. I think I grabbed a little bit on top, that's okay. And then you can take your comb and just comb it out. You see that? Here we go. Okay. So I'm laying this down. Got my hair pulled back and I'm gonna cut. I'm gonna get the scissors out of there. Got a little bit. I'm gonna take my fine tooth comb and I'm just gonna get the loose hair out of there. See? Alright, getting my scissors out. Alright, so I spent about 30 minutes on these bangs. So they're much thinner than they were, so I'm pretty happy with that. After going through this and trying this out, I have a couple of tips. Do one weft at a time, but you can kind of see where things are thinner now. Try not to cross over where you already cut. Like, you don't have to split this down the middle and do half and half. You could do a section here, a section here, a section here. Because if you cross over, you kind of end up with a gap. I had like kind of one little gap, but it's really hard to see. And then just stop once in a while and comb it all back down and look at it. And then if you're not happy, keep going. And as you do this more and more, of course, you're going to get better at it. So we're going to go around to the back. I clipped back the top part of the hair. Now I did go through and I did the same technique with the thinning shears. You can kind of see here, I don't know if you could see this, but there's you can see the pieces where it's cut off there. And what I did was I just went, did exactly what I did on the front. I got really close. Sorry, I always hold this backwards every time. So again, I went to the base and clipped. And then I would go down like 2 more wefts, take my clips, clip it back, and cut again. If you're okay with some different lengths, like maybe in here, like going down, take a little bit to the side. You can take a little section and give it a little twist, like that. And really you just want to do this toward the bottom part of the hair, like the longer part. You don't want to do it up here because you're going to have, little pieces. So you could just do like a little kind of angled cut and just go boop, 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 like that. And it'll cut, on the end here, and it'll give it kind of more of a PC look. And you see I got some hair out there. And that's just something, if you want it to be a more natural kind of PC look, you can do some of those through here. The other technique, let's say you guys don't have thinning shears. I know a lot of you don't have thinning shears. These run about $20 some, so they can be kind of expensive. So let's do this. I pulled this piece aside for you. So you don't have to really twist this, but what you can do is take your little scissors and you're gonna hold your section of hair. Again, not really on the top, like make sure the top layer is kind of pulled away. And you're gonna do like a cutting motion like this. Down the hair. And again, we're just trying to get rid of bulk hair, but this really is for if you're okay with long layers being underneath, okay? So you're gonna kind of see that? And again, it gets all pulled up like this. That's okay. Just take your comb again. You're gonna see some more hair come out. You're just basically closing the scissors kind of part of the way. You're not completely, because if you close the scissors all the way, you're gonna completely cut the hair off. So you're kind of just gently seesawing your scissors back and forth while you go down. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the wig. and I'll show you what the end result looks like. Alright gang, so I've worked for quite a while on this, thinning the entire wig out. We did the bangs, I did all this. So this bunch up here is the whole top layer of hair, and then all these little bits down here are the stuff I thinned out. So I'm gonna go ahead and take that all down so you can see. The big fun surprise is to see how much hair came off. So here's our giant hair pile. This is all from the long hair underneath, and this is from our bangs. So fun, fun, fun. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and just pull all these clips out, and we're just gonna see what it looks like now. Alright guys, well, I think that's looking pretty good. So again, we can always go back, we can always touch things up. I'm probably gonna take a little product, like maybe some mousse or some gel, because I think in some scenes she did have her curls like a little bit of gel kind of in the bottom. You can make these bangs a little more piecey if you want, but I think they look a lot more natural now. And again, you can always thin them out even more if you want. You just have to watch that you're not going to see your weft sticking out. You don't want that. But I'm really happy with how this turned out, and I'll try to put it on for you so you could see what it looks like on, and we'll see if we got a nice difference going from where we started. Guys, what do you think? Now we've recurled this wig, we've thinned the wig out, we've cut the bangs, we did a whole bunch of things, and I think it looks really close to the character now. I'm pretty happy with it. At the end I just took a little bit of mousse in my hands and I kind of went through the whole wig, just trying to tame the wig a little bit. Still a little frizzy, but I think it looks really cool. So I really hope you enjoyed these videos, and I hope they were helpful to you. Again, if you have any helpful tips, you could leave me a comment, let me know. It's always good to help out the cosplay community. If you want to go check out me on Facebook, click on the link below. And thank you so very much. We'll see you on the next cosplay experiment adventure. Bye.